Someone shared this video clip in which the founder of Streetlights Unity explained why he is supporting Trump.
But I want to let everybody know that we're not just fighting for Trump, because remember, this fight started for America. So our fight has not stopped, it just started. We have to keep fighting for America, whether Trump is in or out. We want him to be in, but if he's not, he basically still is, because he still has all of us. And we're going to keep fighting for our country the same way that he has been. I just want to let them know that at the end of the day that we are not enemies. We are all countrymen. We live in the same country. It doesn't matter your race, it doesn't matter your religion, it doesn't matter your politics. We all have to share this land that we live on, and we got to figure out a way to get it together and come together and be united and stand for our country. Not politics. It doesn't matter about Democrat and Republican. What matters is us coming together to make sure that our freedoms and our liberties aren't trampled on. That's it. I agree, it is a battle of good and evil, but it's not to say good and evil is red and blue. That's not what it is. There's good and bad people on both sides, as we've seen. President Trump, what I want to say to you, sir, thank you so much for everything that you've done during your presidency, before your presidency, and all you're going to do after your presidency. If your presidency ends here, it's okay. You've inspired a multitude of people to keep standing up for the things that you've been fighting for and new fights that we found within ourselves. You've helped change a nation. You've helped awaken a nation of people. I myself thought I would never have the belief set that I have right now. So thank you for that. I appreciate you, man. You're the best president that I've ever seen in my lifetime. And I'm looking forward to see what you're going to do in the future.
Someone shared a speech given by a Trump supporter from Arizona.
We've had patriots outside protesting every single day since the election. Because what we want is a fair and honest election. We don't want it for ourselves. We want it for future generations, our kids. Because our kids are not going to grow up living in a country like Venezuela. This is what they do over there. They rig the elections. America, the United States, the beautiful country we live in. We're free. We're the only land that's free. We are the last hope. And they're trying to take that away from us. I'm not going to let that happen, and I know you guys aren't going to let that happen.
Someone shared a few more scenes from the pro-Trump parade that took place in Japan. In the following video clips, the organizer of the parade, as well as a few other participants, shared why they think it's important to stand up and publicly show support for Trump at this critical time.
トランプはものすごく窮地に陥っていますけれども、でおそらく戒厳令とかそういう方向に行くと思いますけど、それにはやはりアメリカあるいは国際的な世論の支持が必要だろうということで、日本と日本だけじゃなくてこれに世界各国、中国、韓国以外にも台湾とかいろんな国の人がデモに参加しますけれども、国際的にやっぱトランプを支援していると、そういう声を大きく上げたいと思います。
メディアは本当に本当の情報をですね、隠してしまって、特にアメリカで不正選挙やってるということをですね、もう一切伝えない、もうコロナでもう目くらましな状態になってる。やはり真実に目を向けていただきたい。やっぱりそのためには本当にね、大手メディアは全く信用できないので、やはりもっともっとネットを使ったりいろいろなことで真実をですね求めていただきたいと思います。
これから正しい報道、法輪功の臓器売買の問題だったり、ウイグルの臓器売買、中国で人権を奪われている人たちの問題、また先ほど韓国の話もありましたけれども、そういう報道が正しくされる時代の転換がトランプの勝利とともになされると僕は思っております。
トランプ大統領がもし負けてバイデン大統領がこのまま誕生したら、今明るみになっている選挙システム不正とかそういったものが全て闇に葬られてしまうことになります。
Someone replied, if America no longer stands as a beacon of hope for freedom and is no longer the place where freedom and liberty flourishes, then Japan will certainly fall under the socialist, communist spheres of influence. And ordinary Japanese people are well aware of this. Someone commented, it would be the easiest for Trump to just give up. He is a billionaire. His sons and daughters are already accomplished in their fields. He has already served 4 years as President of the United States of America. If he decides to establish a new media, it may easily beat Fox News. There are many other reasons that all justify Trump does not need to continue fighting. However, if Trump does give up, then the American civilization and America as a beacon of hope for the entire world will collapse. Those that are most impacted by these are the American people. Someone shared that President Trump has been helping the American people to wake up to the corruption and deceit of past Democratic administrations, as well as how the deep state has been eroding America's constitutional system and rule of law. Trump used the 2020 election battle and allowed the Democratic Party to reveal its true color. Ultimately, and in the near future, goodness will prevail. All those that were involved in the election fraud and those that have committed other crimes, including treason, will be brought to justice. Someone shared his thoughts on this year's election and said, President Trump is determined that he wants to help the American people come to realize all kinds of issues that have long existed in America. Through this election, he also wanted the deep state to manifest itself, because only by doing so can America be saved. To Trump, the purpose of the 2020 presidential election is not to elect a president, but instead to choose the future trajectory of the American nation. Someone replied, in the 2020 presidential election in America, President Trump and his team are not only helping to choose the right path for America, but also the entire world. It is indeed a great war that requires faith, courage, determination, perseverance, and wisdom to win. Back on New Year's Day, a netizen commented, if there is no good news on January 6th, which is tomorrow, then the 6th will be the last day that I will be using Twitter. That would also imply that netizens in mainland China do not need to think about ways to circumvent the Great Firewall and get access to uncensored information, nor do they need to try to immigrate, because if that does indeed happen, there would be no hope for the world. Someone replied, even if it does happen, I would always have faith that it would not be that way forever. At the end of the day, it's all about whether we can uphold our faith and persevere through the dark times while remaining hopeful for a brighter future where justice prevails. A Chinese netizen also shared this video clip showing the moments when these young soldiers sung the American national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming,
whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight
o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming,
and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
child, we will take you in, child, we will bring you home. You'll be a flower that sees the spring, soon a dove flying high